got 2 micron beads. We're at zoom 2 here. Hope you can hear me. So what's going to happen is I'm going to position this little yellow marker super precise. And I'm going to step with the 633. Sorry, I'm going to step with the piezo first, so you can kind of see the problem. And then I'm going to step with the micro drive so that you can see that the problem doesn't happen. The problem is actually going to be worse than it appears simply because we're in zoom 2, so I can't move as far before the bead leaves the field of view. So what you would see in this case is that we're going to move off axis in X. So we're at 0 right now, and I'm going to move in Y. And so the thing to pay attention to is how centered we are in X here. And it doesn't matter what speed we do this with. It doesn't matter that it's the 633. It does the same thing regardless. And you do actually have to move a fair bit to see it, but it's enough. And it's consistent. It's consistent across the field. It's consistent if I repeat this. It doesn't matter how big these steps are or how fast I move. It does this every time. So you can see that we're actually almost to the edge of the bead now. And in fact, if we were in zoom, and I can only go up to 55 before I'm out, but this would actually leave the field of the bead if I were to go all the way to 70 and zoom out. So if I go back to 0, I end up where I start. It's repeatable. So I'm going to go back to 0 now, just to get back on center. And now I'm going to do this with the microdrive. So the microdrive is mounted perpendicular to the piezo. So the y-axis on the piezo is actually going to be the x-axis on the microdrive. But I'm going to get the bead to move in the same direction. So I think it's this button. The microdrive is a little bit laggier. This doesn't make for a good test, like data-wise, because I can't record these values in any meaningful way. So that's why I've opted to go to the visual route here. But what I want you to see is no matter how far I move, it doesn't drift from that center line the way it does on the piezo. And it's been a long time since I've looked at it, so I don't know if I can kind of unscrew it and mount the and tilt one of the axes. I don't even know which one the Y is, so. But yeah, I just wanted to show you. You can see it's still firmly down in the center all the way to the bottom. And if I go back up, I'll obviously stay on the center there. So this means it's not an optical issue. Yeah, alright. This one doesn't quite make it back to the center. It's like the steps aren't as precise, which is expected, obviously. But I just wanted to show you how this all works.